Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Rowan's Powell. I'm your host, Jack Miller. Before we begin, I would like to thank everyone in Professor Powell's class who worked extremely hard to make this whole extravaganza possible. And of course, a huge thanks to Professor Powell himself for inspiring, leading, and teaching us every Monday afternoon. To start off today's show, we will be sitting down with Aaron Barocas and the Assistant Provost of the International Center of Rowan University, Dr. Gökhan Alkanat, and learn about the unique experience of the international students attending Rowan. Here's Aaron Barocas.
Today we're here with the International Center Provost, Dr. Gökhan Alkanat. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you, so let's just jump right in. So, if you could tell us a bit about your position as Provost and what do you do in the International Center compared to other positions?
The International Center is the center that handles and is responsible for all the international initiatives of the university, from international student services to foreign scholar services, study abroad, English language program, international partnerships with other universities, international travel policy, the visa and immigration issues, etc. So we're all responsible for all these areas on campus.
So, as the International Center that represents the school, your job is to find students that are outside of the country. How do you usually manage to track them and find them?
Different ways to promote Rowan University programs overseas. We have sometimes in some countries we have partner agencies. In some countries we have partner universities where we regularly bring students from. And in some cases we attend college fairs or other recruitment activities to attract students and also, promote Rowan programs and answer their questions directly. So there are different methods. Sometimes we use government agencies overseas to directly recruit students through the government scholarship program.
That's good. Could you maybe tell us a bit about the life of the international students? Maybe is there anything you're doing, or like what do you do for them so they can feel like they're in a much more comfortable environment outside of their country?
Starts actually before they come here. We run pre-arrival orientation so that they understand do's and don'ts, the cultural differences, the first day expectations, etc. And then when they show up here, we also additional have the orientation, that's in-person orientation. We bring the campus community so they get to hear from different people, from the campus police to Bursar to other services, cultural activities. And throughout the semester, our office, we have 10 staff members here. They're all here to support international students. We can't resolve every problem, but we can find the right person to help them. So that's kind of our job here. So to make sure that they're safe. The most important thing is their safety and security. The second thing that we always tell them on day one is that we want them to graduate and be successful and then have a good career. So we do everything we can to allow them to follow those steps.
That's good to hear. So, while we're on the topic of internationals, I would like to forward the subject to you a little bit, because you're also international. You're from Turkey, right, like I am. It's always a pleasure to talk to someone from the same place. If you could maybe tell us a little bit about your own experience when you got here for the first time a couple of decades ago. I don't know when you came here.
Right. That was about 20 years ago I came, and it was a culture shock for sure, and that's every international student goes through. And culture shock takes anywhere from 3 to 9 months, but average of 6 months. So I went through culture shock as well. It was hard. It was very hard. First semester I was here, you just can't focus on your classes because you have millions of questions. Are you in the right place? Why are you doing this? Who are these people? The music is different. The food is different. Climate is different. The culture is different. Your friends are not there. Your family is not there. So it's not easy. It's not easy to keep up with that, and plus the different educational system that you have to be successful in. So the first semester was a challenge for sure for me as well, just like everybody else. But once you are part of the community, either at school or right outside of school, you feel more comfortable, and that's what I was able to do, and that helped me in my first year.
I certainly remember my first day, so thank you for that. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you, Aaron, for teaching us what international students go through here at Rowan University. Speaking of international, I'm sure the next segment is something you'll get a real kick out of. As many of you are most likely aware of, the FIFA World Cup aired this year and finally came to an end just yesterday. Though we are sad to not see Team USA hoist the World Cup trophy up in the air we were glad to see Messi in Argentina with their incredible victory over Mbappe and France. The final score was 3-3, with Argentina winning in penalty kicks 4-2. Even though they lost, Mbappe was able to score a hat trick to keep the game alive for France. He's the second player to do this in history, in World Cup history, and the first player in World Cup history to lose with a hat trick. There were 2 regular time goals for both teams and a goal from Messi and Mbappe in extra time. An overall fantastic game for both teams, one that will go down in the history books. In other sports-related news, Brian Gallagher, a.k.a. B-Scout Productions, met up with Rowan's men's basketball team and gave us a sneak peek on the overall chemistry of the team.
Gal.
You can give the intro.
Yeah, we with the slides today. We vibing. With
Slides.
My guy, Gal.
B-Scout on the cut.
The GOAT.
Come through.
What are we interviewing right now? 1 second.
Welcome back. I'm here in SB Gym, interviewing some players, seeing who is their 2v2 partner and who will give them a challenge. Even Coach Crispin. So stay tuned. I'm here with Madi.
How you doing?
Marcelli. Marbucks on IG. Go follow it. Go follow the IG. Rim.
Big Rim.
Smoothie, a.k.a.
Big 5.
I'm here with Josh,
Hello.
a.k.a.
Dada.
Stretchy,
Stretchy. What's up?
a.k.a.
TTG Killer 5.
I'm here with Big Mike.
What's up, y'all? How you doing, man?
What's your IG?
__ stretch.
Stretch, pretty much a stretch. So, Madi, who would you pick on the Rowan team to, be on your 2v2 squad?
I'm going with Zero off the rip. Gotta go Zero.
Zier?
Gotta go Zero.
Why Zier?
I know what to do with him.
Me and probably Stretch.
Stretch.
I like me and Madi.
Madi.
Easily DeAndre Vilmar, right here. 100% that guy.
I'm hearing a lot of Dre in this.
Me and him have this chemistry that was just like automatic last year, and we just built on top of that. So we know anytime it's a 2-on-2, me and him are probably going to win.
Even though my man Stretch said he was going to take me, I still take Stretch.
My twin, Marbucks.
Marbucks. Why Marbucks?
Because like he said, the film speaks for itself. The chemistry is like it's through the roof.
If anybody, I'm taking Connor.
One name I haven't heard is Josh. No one said Josh. I'm not surprised.
Because he's not going to pass the ball. He's not going to pass us the ball. That's why we're not picking Josh.
Might not. Josh might go for about. If game 12, he going for at least 10 of them 12. So I'd rather have Connor. Sorry, Josh.
Man, strong. Want a bully.
Hey, don't walk through my interview, yo. I ain't do that to you.
Be honest with you, man. I'm picking my young boy Josh, yo.
First time I heard Josh all day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why Josh?
Because, man, Josh get to a bucket.
Coach Thompson and I are smoking everybody. Smoking everybody.
2 coaches.
It's not even close. Coach Thompson and I are smoking everybody. Coach Thompson can rebound, he can defend, he can score. That's the thing these guys forget, right? Yeah. Is that we still got coaches, and that's not even to mention, I'll take Coach Brennan too. We can go 3-on-3 and take anybody. Now, as long as it's not a full court game, we'll be just fine.
I got you. All right, so who's giving you a little challenge in the 2v2?
I would probably say Zaire and Stretch, just because of the length. But they still can't guard us.
They can't guard them.
Yeah, they can't guard us.
Probably Dre and Seeger.
But I don't know about I don't know about a contest with me and somebody else 2v2. I don't know too much about that.
So there's no one on the team giving you a matchup?
And me and my man Stretch? Yeah, Stretch hit the screen. Okay. Make a play out there. I might throw the lob to him if he's feeling bouncy.
Definitely not him. I probably go Mar and Dre.
Mar and Dre.
If that.
Yeah. I say Connor and Seeger. 2-on-2, probably Connor and Seeger because they got this chemistry going too. They can't mess with me and Dre, but they got it. The final score is 21. I'm gonna say 21. Me and Dre to their. I'll give them 11. Be generous.
Somewhat of a game.
11.
Maybe a game, maybe not.
Maybe not a game. Maybe not.
I wouldn't show up.
We gonna kill them anyway.
21. What's the score?
21. About 21-13.
21-13.
Yeah, 21-13.
Maybe like Zier and Seeger, maybe.
Seeger and Zier.
Yeah, the little big guys.
Why's that?
I don't know, man, because they get some buckets, but, we get buckets too.
Zier and his partner might give us a challenge. I know all Zier moves, though, so if I guard him, he ain't going to do too much.
Zier, he's locking you up.
We might have a good game. Maybe.
He said nobody.
Maybe, I don't know.
Come here. You got something to say about this?
Yeah. Earlier I said Zero. I take it back. All right, if he gonna go stretching, I'm going Dre. We gonna cook them.
Nah. I like me and Stretchy. Because Stretchy going to bring the defense.
I'm guarding him, and he know what's up.
Yeah.
With Ziers, there's no contest. No one is guarding either of him or Stretch. True or false?
It's true. Big true. Capital TR, capital UE.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see no challenge.
No challenge.
Giving Zara smooth.
You're winning that?
Of course.
Oh, I was thinking that it wouldn't be much of a challenge, actually. But they would need a little bit of size. I'm not sure. We just present a lot of mismatch problems. That Connor's going to need to be there on D. Somebody with length needs to guard me. But yeah, Coach Thompson, Coach Brennan, they present some serious mismatch challenges, and that's one of the beauties of our staff. We can make that happen.
Nobody on the team can guard them. That's the final answer.
Yeah,
there's no challenge. Thank you, Coach Crispin.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anytime. Talk to Lil.
Now we're going to sit down with the spokesperson of Rowan University, Dr. Joe Cardona, to get to know him a little better. Let's tune in to hear what he has to say. Juliana Elif, take it away.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. So today we're going to be speaking with Dr. Cardona. We understand that you have an incredibly busy schedule, so we're absolutely happy to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
Can you fill us in on what it means to be the spokesperson at Rowan University?
So it's actually one of the best jobs a person can have. It's wonderful representing a university. Whenever there's a need to explain something, whether it's to students or to parents or the community, I get called upon and I'm able to explain what's happening at the university. So I'm very fortunate to have it.
That's wonderful. It seems like you're really in tune with what goes on in the university. I love that a lot. Okay, so with the 27 years experience that we are told that you have, what would you say is the highlight of your time here at Rowan University?
It's hard to pinpoint one. I would say some of the highlights is just the annual incoming of students, and then of course the students going out. So move-in day is always super exciting. Mm-hmm. Parents and especially when moms are crying and they're hugging and it's a new beginnings. And then on the tail end, same thing happens at graduation. So during commencement, that whole week of activities and people just coming to campus and really enjoying and really feeling that they spent their time here, it was worthwhile. So between those two activities each year, that's definitely the toppers.
Yeah, those sound like a lot of beautiful moments to be a part of. That's really nice. So how would you describe your time here at Rowan University as a spokesperson and then as a student?
Yeah, so I came here as an undergraduate. I was marketing major undergraduate, and then I went on to get my master's in public relations, then my doctorate in educational leadership. But really, we've been, Rowan University has grown from Glassboro State College from when I was a student all the way to now, where we're the third fastest growing university in the country. We are ranked in the top 100 public universities in the country. And to think that we've grown so much in so little time, I mean, just in the last 10 years, we've almost doubled enrollment. And it's just, and Rome Boulevard in the last 10 years that's happened. And it's just mind-boggling to think all this happened and I've had a front row seat to the whole thing.
Do you think that you have a unique perspective to your peers?
Yeah, no, absolutely, right? Because I've lived in most of the residence halls on campus. I walk the same path all these students have. Now, it's a little bit hard. Students look at me like, okay, I'm like their dad, right? I'm of that age. Yeah. But I could remember like it's yesterday. I mean, even the room that we're sitting in. I remember when this room was built and, sitting in this room with students that I went to school with and doing these types of interviews and the RTF majors back then. So yes, no, definitely. Even when parents give me a call about different issues, it's wonderful to have the experiences when they talk about a certain residence hall or building. I know exactly which hallway they're talking about. I know exactly which professor they're talking about. I know the community that we're in. So it really lends itself to the position.
Yeah, I would think so. When we were also learning about you, we wanted to dive deep and try to understand you personally, and I saw that you do a lot of volunteerism. So I was wondering what kind of activism or volunteerism really interests you today?
So it's interesting that you bring that up, because when you leave college, you're going to find out in the world that not everybody volunteers. And here we're so used to be joining clubs and leading and helping each other out. So when you go into your community, all of a sudden you're going to find there's this gap. And like, well, why isn't anyone raising their hand? Why isn't someone fixing that? And you're going to find as a college student, it's going to transfer easily. So, hey, it started for me. It started out with school board. No one wanted to do it. I did it for 15 years. It started with land use board. That's the board that helps planning for communities. I did that as well. And it was all because of my involvement on campus and just being willing to say, yeah, I'll do it. And that's led to Little League, to Boy Scouts, to, well, it goes on and on.
Well, that's great that you could make a difference in that way. What advice would you personally give to students that are watching here tonight?
Yeah, really, you're going to see when you go out into your community after you graduate, really the quickest way to learn leadership is by volunteering. So when you look around the community and there's opportunities and no one's volunteering for them, you go and you volunteer because you've been to college and you understand how to work with people, you know how to collaborate, you know how to present, you know how to speak. That's not how it is out in the real world. You take that, you bundle it, you build your resume, and you can build your resume through a variety of ways, and I built my resume, frankly, through volunteering.
With one last question before we let you go tonight, I did want to understand what piece of advice you'd give yourself, if you could, as a student.
To write.
Okay.
Every single major, the only way to present yourself is to know how to write and write well. And one of the downfalls is that people are insecure about their writing and they won't ask for help. So if I were looking back at me, and the advice I would take is that freshman year, I should have been in the writing lab learning how to write better. I'm a writer as professionally now, but I could have been so much more if when I was a freshman, it wouldn't have been so hard in my later years and in graduate school if that freshman year I would just have had people review my stuff, go to the writing lab, get tutoring, get mentored. It's all about the writing.
Okay, so thank you so much for your point of view. It's definitely really interesting to be able to speak to someone who did go to Rowan University, as I am a Rowan student. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you.
I hope you all jotted some notes down from Dr. Cardona. His advice and actions are what led him to get to the position he is currently in today. Now we're going to go hang out with none other than Destiny Brooks. Destiny went out and talked to some of the students on Rowan's campus to find out what their personal theme songs are, and then also what their favorite TV shows or movies are. Destiny, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Destiny Brooks, and today we're going around asking Rowan students what is their life theme song, as well as their favorite projects in different media categories.
What's going on, Rowan University? My name is Fadi Khan.
I'm Megan Gallagher.
I can say my song for the theme song would be Alone by Rod Wave.
Theme song for my life would be The Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve.
Hang with the Goats by Sofago. It's a good song. Check it out if you haven't already checked it out.
Probably Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Probably.
The Arthur theme song from the TV show.
And what is your favorite show or movie?
Favorite show or movie?
That's a hard one. I have a lot.
My favorite movie would be Rush Hour.
Favorite TV show? I don't have one, nor favorite movie.
Favorite movie is The Truman Show.
Marvel or Star Wars or anything Disney.
One show that really sticks to my heart is Hey Arnold. It's a very old cartoon show, but I definitely love the morals and I love the themes that the shows and episodes give off. So, Hey Arnold.
My favorite album? I don't know. That's a tough one.
And I could say the album would be Beautiful Minds by Rod Wave too.
It's not exactly an album, it's actually a song. And it's Saloni Al Nas by Feroz, or I'll also do Enta Omri by Kulthum.
Favorite album is Life by Yeet. That's also a very great album. Check it out. Yeah.
If my life had a theme song, it would probably be Sad Girls Love Money, the remix by Kylie Uchis.
My theme song right now, I'd say July by Noah Cyrus. I'm like in my sad girl era, so it's fine. Yeah.
Theme song to my life is probably Black Balloons by Denzel Curry.
Canary in a Coal Mine by The Police.
Out the Way Slowed by Yeet. It's on SoundCloud, so yeah.
It would be Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. I really like that song, I can't lie.
The intro for the show Chowder, because that show is insane, and I think it matches my personality pretty well.
My favorite TV or movie currently is Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David.
Definitely for comfort is Bob's Burgers.
Favorite show at the moment is Twin Peaks.
Favorite movie would be Pirates of the Caribbean, just all of them, especially 1 through 3. They're definitely the best 3 movies in a row.
I would have to be Blade Runner 2049.
Be Back to the Future. That's been one of my favorite movies since I was a little kid.
My favorite movie is Sound of Metal, and appropriately, my favorite album is Iowa by Slipknot.
Silk Sonic with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
I really love old music. I even have a tattoo for him, but it's Cat Stevens' Buddha the Chocolate Box.
Ram by Paul McCartney.
Death Race for Love by Juice WRLD.
The album Moving Pictures by Rush, because that has a lot of my favorite songs from the band on it.
Ballads by Joji.
I can say I listened to Cardi B's album Invasion of Privacy yesterday, and pretty much all hits, no misses. But I do like Illmatic. I like Drake's album. I like Drake music. Free Young Thug.
Last but not least, we had the pleasure to sit down with our very own professor, Professor Powell. Again, here's the wonderful Juliana Elif getting answers to the class's questions.
Hi, thank you for joining us tonight. And to end the segment, we wanted to speak with producer, educator, and filmmaker, Professor Powell. And we wanted to get to know him better. So first I'd like to ask you, what was your favorite thing to teach us as a class?
I love film production in general, but field production is where I really learned the most coming up. So I did a lot of field production, like man on the street interviews, docu-style pieces. To have the opportunity to teach y'all more so of the field production things, because we do love working in the studio, but to go out in the field, that's where the action is. I feel like you can get a lot more. Not saying that you can't have an awesome production in studio, but the field is where I got my start. So I really had the pleasure of teaching y'all that.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, we did all feel really inspired by that. Would you say that you prefer TV over film?
You know what? No. Even my handle, I'm Film Picasso. The first time I picked up a video camera was a film production program working with the Big Picture Alliance. We worked on a few short films, and I always called myself a filmmaker because of that.
So what would you say was the most challenging job that you experienced yourself?
The most challenging job?
Yes.
I feel like I'm real ambitious, but I've, at different points in my life, I've taken some odd jobs. But as far as just like my toughest job, I don't know, maybe working at like a warehouse or something. You go in, it's like, don't talk to nobody, don't pull out your cell phone. You walk, you bag up, tools or whatever, you do it, you go to lunch, and I don't know, those type of jobs were really tough. To be at a job where it's just like, you're just some person, it's like, I feel like I am somebody, so yeah, that was tough.
I admire the hustle, though.
Yeah.
So I do hear that you have your own production company.
Yes.
So when and how did you do that?
My production company is called 2/3 Films. I grew up in North Philly around off 23rd Street, and I always wanted to represent and show people in my neighborhood, it doesn't matter where you come from, you can do great things in life. The sky's the limit. But I wanted to have a brand that I can put all my work and my productions under. Through the facilities and the places I'm at now, I can do business there and utilize their space. But ultimately, I would like a 2/3 Film studio to complement the production company. So I'm definitely working on that. Tough getting that studio space. 2/3 Studio is coming very soon.
Okay, what would you say professionally is your biggest accomplishment so far?
My biggest accomplishment was finishing my first short film called House Arrest. And that story, House Arrest, was near and dear to my heart because I wrote that story based on a true story. My uncle, raised like my brother, was killed, and I wanted to kind of talk about the day I got the phone call and like what kind of transpired after. The first screening I had at Philly Cam, the applause almost brought tears to my eyes, so that was a big deal for me.
What is your favorite part in the field, if you had to pick just one?
The favorite part, I like finishing up projects. It's very fulfilling. It feels good. I like to make clients happy. I like to challenge myself to create different types of work. Just definitely challenging myself.
Lastly, to end the segment tonight, I'd like to ask. We all kind of came up with where we'd want to know what gets you personally out of bed in the morning.
I'm just challenging myself to be the best that I can be. There's a lot of things in life that I want to accomplish, and thinking back 10 years ago, I had like a bucket list, and I can proudly say I accomplished everything on my list. I wanted to teach at university. I wanted to be a full-time high school teacher. I wanted to create a film. I wanted to have a production company. I wanted to move outside of my city, and I've been able to accomplish all these things. So now I was on to the next. I got to cook up a new list of accomplishments, and do more. But I just love to challenge myself. Every day is a new opportunity to accomplish something. You know what I mean? You're always like one project or one day away from living your dreams and accomplishing your biggest goals in life. So I love the opportunity of being able to accomplish everything I ever dreamed of in life.
I think we could definitely feel that energy from you. Like it's definitely inspirational to be able to be around someone of that stature.
Absolutely.
So as a class, we did feel like this segment in general had to happen because we definitely wanted to learn more about you. But I mean, it is also called Rowan's Powell Owl. So we were definitely very excited to be having you here today. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks, Juliana, for getting that inside scoop on our wonderful professor, Professor Powell, for us and our viewers. Tonight, we got to talk to Dr. Alkanat at Rowan University, spokesperson Dr. Cardona, the men's basketball team, and the students of Rowan. Unique perspectives from each speaker showed us just how diverse Rowan University is. Being a student here means different things to every person, and it was a treasure to be a part of this experience. Thanks to all the viewers who tuned in tonight, and a big thank you to the guests that we were able to speak to. Lastly, shout out to Rowan's Powell Owl crew and Professor Powell for making this whole thing possible. I hope you all have a great night and a wonderful holiday break. This was Jack Miller from Rowan's Powell Owl, signing off. Good night.